property of John for $1. And John made Roy Orbison a deal. He said, I'll never build anything here. We'll put life back in the earth. So his version of putting life back in the earth was fruit trees. He put apple trees, pear trees, pecan trees, cherry trees, fig bushes. Became a beautiful little sanctuary. And after John died, me and Connie bought that piece of ground from John Carter cash and made him the same deal, that we would never build anything there as long as we lived there. And so we finally sold the house, but I went back the other day, and the state of Tennessee has put a historical marker on that ground. It's sacred ground now, so that's pretty cool. So after, I called John Jr. And I miss him every single day, and that's just the absolute truth. And so I miss his sense of humor. I miss everything about him. But one day, after he passed away, I tried to write a song about him to make myself feel better, and nothing ever would come, so I gave up on it. But in the springtime, when all the blossoms started coming on those fruit trees, you could always count on a visit from the crows. And I've said this a million times, I love crows because they're weird and strange birds and they dress like Johnny Cash. That's pretty cool. So I was over there one spring morning, and there's this old crow up there. He was ornery, and he reminded me of John. So me and the crow had a talk, and he flew off into the distance, and I went home, and the song finally came. And I called it Dark Bird for John. And so, you got it. Thanks for remembering it. What I really remember about John is his sense of humor. It was darker than his clothes. Y'all remember Barbara Walters?
Yeah.
Went over there one day in the early 80s, I was in his band. Barbara Walters was doing an interview with him. When he came downstairs, I took one look at him, I went, boy, this is gonna be good. He was my chief, I could look at him and tell where we were, you know? And the first question out of her mouth was, Johnny, do you ever talk to your children about drugs? John said, yeah, and ain't none of them got any. That's my buddy. On a cool September morning in the fall of 203, a crier from Jerusalem brought the news to me. His words were sharp and dreaded, and they made a lonesome sound. They snapped my heart in two like a stick stepped on the ground. Well, I cried and cried and cried, felt the cutting of a pain. Then I quietly said goodbye, so long in Jesus' name. Dark bird, watch you fly, dark bird to another sky. And I'll bet you were a sight when you hit that cloud of love and flew out the other side in the form of a dove. Dark bird, dark bird.
There's
6'1" and a box of steel and a pretty cold black. Well, I watch the world, watch themselves, watch your final act. And I couldn't help but notice when we'd laid you in the earth, a train went by, headed north for whatever it is worth. Your voice echoes in the wind, it rumbles through the trees. But after you've been everywhere, I guess it's time to leave. Dark bird, watch you fly, dark bird to another sky. And I'll bet you were a sight when you hit that cloud of love and flew out the other side form of a dove, dark brown.